The next morning, I woke earlier than usual. The air outside was still cool, the light soft and golden as it stretched over the neighborhood. Cooper's leash jingled in my hand, but I didn't take him out right away. Instead, I sat at my kitchen table, sipping coffee and staring at the condensation on the window. My mind kept looping back to the overheard conversation. Keeping people away from her yard. All that stuff going on over there. The words had a weight to them, casual to the people who said them, but heavy to me. Whatever they meant, it wasn't something she wanted discussed in the open. And in a neighborhood like ours, secrets didn't stay buried for long, unless someone worked hard to bury them. By the time I stepped outside with Cooper, I'd made up my mind. This wasn't going to be about trading complaints or outsmarting HOA fines anymore. I was going to find out what Karen was hiding. As we walked, I slowed my pace when we neared her street. The houses there looked just like ours. Same manicured lawns, same pastel siding, but hers stood out in subtle ways. A tall privacy fence enclosed the backyard, taller than any other on the block. At its base, the grass was uneven, patches of dirt visible where something or someone had been moving along the fence line. I didn't linger. If she saw me staring, she'd know I was suspicious, and suspicion was something Karen would respond to like a shark sensing blood. Instead, I filed away the details and kept moving. Later that day, I decided to test a theory. I would pass by her property without Cooper. If she really had an issue with him specifically, she might ignore me. If she didn't, well, that would mean she was watching me for other reasons. I walked down her street, my pace casual. I didn't look directly at her house, but I caught the flicker of movement in the corner of my eye. A curtain shifting, just enough for someone to peer out. A moment later, a shadow crossed behind the fabric. She was watching. I passed by and kept going, circling the block before coming back up the other side. This time, her car was parked in the driveway. The driver's side window was cracked, and a phone rested in a holder. Camera pointed toward the street. No one sat inside, but the setup was deliberate. It dawned on me that this wasn't paranoia. She really was monitoring the street, and not just for me or Cooper. She was recording something, or someone, constantly. That night, the thought wouldn't leave me alone. My house felt different now, less like a home, and more like a chess piece in a game I didn't understand. Every sound outside made me glance toward the windows. Every car passing made me wonder if she had something to do with it. On the third day, I decided to involve a friend. Mark lived 3 houses away from Karen, and he had a habit of working in his front yard. If anyone had noticed patterns, it would be him. I asked him, casually, if he'd ever seen anything unusual over there. He hesitated, just long enough to make me sure there was something. Then he said only that Karen had a lot of deliveries, and some odd visitors at night. Odd visitors, late deliveries, privacy fences, and now targeting me and Cooper in a way that kept me under the HOA's thumb. It wasn't random. It was a smokescreen. She wanted people focused on the story of the dangerous dog, not whatever was happening behind her fence. That evening, I sat on my porch again, the same as the night before. The sunset cast long shadows down the street, and I could just make out her backyard fence. A faint light flickered behind it, blue, like a television or a computer screen, but too bright to be either. The glow pulsed, then went dark. Cooper stirred beside me, his ears twitching at a distant noise I couldn't hear. For a moment, the air felt charged, as though something unseen was moving just out of sight. And the stillness returned. I leaned back, my mind made up. This wasn't going to be solved from my porch. If I wanted answers, I'd have to get closer. Closer than was safe, closer than the HOA would ever approve. The next move would have to be quiet, careful, and invisible. And I knew exactly when to make it.